All right, I'm playing Brook City today. Solo, but with two cops. Ying Hua Wong. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. Basically, I'm playing a lot from Keys to the Kingdom, the Kickstarter exclusive expansion to Brook City, and that came with a cop, Ying Hua Wong, who I'm probably mispronouncing, up against Ah Long, who's the criminal from that expansion, and the case to that expansion is Keys to the Kingdom. I'm throwing in another cop because there was only one cop in that expansion. So this one was from just the stretch goals box. Morgan Hall. Morgan Hall is right there. Morgan Hall is like an homage or ripoff, whatever you want to call it, of Dexter from that show Dexter, which I've been watching. So I wanted to play him. He looks like he's pretty strong. So it concerned me that it might make it too easy. Although Ying looks kind of weakish on her own. She seems like a very much of a support sort of character, it seems like. I've never played any of these cops or criminal or case, so I could be wrong on any of this. So she seems like might be support, so hopefully they'll even it out. Or maybe they'll make it, having a good support character makes the whole thing even easier. So in any case, I'm adding in this syndicate agent card, which makes it tougher. Every turn, every time this activates, which is like once per turn, you randomly put one of these criminals, in this case dopes, I guess they're called, from the regular core box on a random location. So when you hit that random location, they just stay there. Nothing really happens. They just sit there. There's 12 of them. But if you ever run out of them, then you lose the game. So basically you have 12 turns to win the game, although you can get rid of them. So you get to get rid of it. A cop near a dope may discard one card to return it to the supply. So that seems kind of brutal to have to be discarding cards to get rid of these guys, get these guys off the board. But you'd have 12 of them. It almost seems like too many. Or maybe not. I've gone through the case cards. There's more than that. That might make it tough. We'll see. I haven't lost a game yet, so I've been concerned about it being too easy. In any case, here's the deal with All Along. Let's see. All right, so the setup is your basic setup. You put him somewhere. In this case, right here. Let's see. And you put him in there, you shuffle the criminal deck, you flip the card. So his rules are each time All Along gains an asset, place one asset token on his suspect card. All Along cannot have more than 5 assets on a suspect card. Each time All Along would gain an asset while there are 5 assets on a suspect card, each cop suffers a stress. If there is ever 7 influence on this card, the cops lose. Activate. Roll 1 die for each asset on All Along suspect card. For each critical, exploding die, whatever you want to call that. Discard 1p, which I'm playing 2 cops, so that's 2. Discard 2 assets from All Along's suspect card. Or did I skip that? For each critical... Yeah, I did. Okay, sorry. That last sentence, I skipped a line. For each critical, All Along gains 1 influence. Then discard 2 assets from All Along's suspect card. And like I said, this game's not too easy. I'm kind of wondering if I should just start doing less, because that's the way that you normally lose, is there's too much influence on that for as far as the suspect goes. But I never seem to get a lot of suspect on these, or influence on these suspect cards. I've only come close via stress. So I'm wondering if I should lower that. I'm going to play another game like it says, 7 influence. Future games, I might start making it harder that way. Here's All Along Suspect card. After placing any amount of progress on this card, a cop near All Along may suffer a stress to discard one asset from this card. Bust. All Along loses one influence. Then choose a cop to exhaust each crime in their crime area. So that is All Along. Here's his, I should have read this first, I guess, his background. He's a gambler. So that's what's, I guess, up with that whole rolling dice to determine if an asset becomes an influence or not. Anyway, here's the background. Not much is known about All Along, although he clearly thinks highly of himself. Ricky says his name translates to the dragon in Hong Kong slang. I think Ricky's another cop in the base game. Agent Wong's Interpol dossier only states that he's the leader of a triad gang known as the Golden Dragons, and that she's tracked him to a suite at the Capitol Hotel. Apparently he's behind all those illegal gambling dens we've come across these past few months, and he's come to town to collect. A triad boss being in charge definitely explains why the dens are popping up everywhere. She says we can't move on him yet, that we need to nail him for something we can prove. In my experience, criminals don't travel halfway across the world for a few bucks. He's got something else going on, and we're going to find out what. So it sounds like he definitely goes with this case. This particular case, Keys to the Kingdom. Because Keys to the Kingdom, let's see. Or maybe not Casting Shadows. I thought there was a whole... Keys to the Kingdom, you have to bust all these clues, which you do by going next to leads. And it looks like this one is training grounds. So it looks like this is a fighting arena, I think. Yeah, it looks like a boxing ring down there. I'm not sure. And then here's another one that's missing fighters. Well, let's read the, here's the background to this particular case. Keys to the Kingdom. Interpol's in town, searching for the Kingdom. I heard whispers of the organization, but I had no idea they'd established a foothold here. How did we not know this? Maybe we've been too focused on the syndicate. Either way, they've shared intel and asked for help, so that's what we'll do. They've given us a letter they found in a skull. It's a cryptic invitation to an underground fighting tournament taking place somewhere. This might relate to the fighters that were missing lately. We're also due to meet a plant that has something to share about a Vandal dossier. If we follow all this intel through, we might gain an idea of who these people are. We need to watch out, though. Intel suggests the Kingdom has eyes everywhere and will do whatever it can to impede our progress. So yeah. Apparently, all along it says, apparently he's behind all these illegal gambling dens we've come across in the past few months. And he's come to town to collect. So I guess he's also potentially part of these illegal fighting clubs, which are, I'm sure there's a lot of gambling going on in those. Keys to the Kingdom rules are this. Setup. Remove all clue cards from the case deck. Each cop chooses and takes control of one clue. Set the rest aside out of play in an evidence pool. Shuffle the case deck and then flip this card. So as you can see here, these are the two cards that I've chose for these cops. I'll go over them in a second. Cops may only encounter clue cards they control. Clue cards are not placed on the board when a clue enters play, but are instead placed through bust effects on clue cards. During their turn, a cop near an active clue token may discard 2 hunches to flip it to its inactive side. When a clue is activated, flip its token to its active side. If all 5 clue tokens are on the board and inactive, the cops win. So the only instruction here I don't really fully get is when a clue is activated, flip its token to its active side. I mean, I can't find anything that would activate it. I assume there must be cards in the case deck that potentially do that. Otherwise, I hope I'm not doing something wrong. But let me check something. There's only one active lead, I believe, no matter how many cops there are playing. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should check that. Prepare this. Clicks all lead cards. Then flip the top card over and place another, making it the active lead card. Yeah, sounds like there's only one lead. Gonna check lead. Lead cards. Yeah, there's only one lead card. So basically what happens here is to win the game, there's 5 clues that we have to get on the board and in their inactive state. So you can only encounter clues you control, your cops control. So that's these. So right now, we'd be working on these 2 clues, each cop on its own one. And the way they do that is that if they get next to the lead, the active lead, in this case, this one's way up here, they, normally you take that lead, you can just pick it up as you go along and you grab the lead, which is right there, and then you can use its ditch effect. In this case, when you're next to the lead card, you can do an encounter with your clue, and whatever you get, you can add that progress to it. And every time you do that, that lead card's gonna move to a new location. So you can't even stay there and do it on the next turn to finish it up, which is gonna make it tough, because then it's gonna move. Anyway, when you bust it, you put the matching clue token down on the board on its active side, and eventually, oh no, you put the clue card down. What is it? When you bust one of these cards, place the clue token active side up in a random location. Remove this card from the game and gain a clue from the evidence pool if able. So then you take a new clue, you put the clue token down somewhere randomly, and then you have to get near it and do what? A cop near an active clue token may discard 2 hunches to flip it to its inactive side. So then you have to go through and do that. And if there's any case cards, they may possibly take an inactive clue token and make it active. I don't really know how that works. I guess we'll find out. Or potentially I'm going to be playing it wrong. So yeah, it's a lot of going to those lead tokens, it sounds like, in this game to win. Now, this is what I mean by Ying being looks like more of a support character. Her basic action isn't even an encounter action. It's just choose a cop. That cop may draw 1 card and then play 1 encounter card. So the only way she can encounter is by playing cards. But the advantage to her is she can have Morgan play that card instead. Anyway, I guess I should get started. Hopefully you understand all this explanation. And like I said, there's 5 clue tokens, so there's 2 clues that we already control, and then there's going to be 3 more that we're going to take each time a clue is finally busted. And I guess I will go with Morgan first. I mean, he's got the... does she have a way to help somebody else move? Wow, a lot of her build stuff I'm looking at is discarding cards. And I chose a tough one for the syndicate thing here, where you have to get rid of them, you have to discard a card. I hope I'm going to be discarding a lot, I guess. I'm not going to have huge hands. It doesn't look like. Ouch. In any way, all right, so if Morgan goes first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 moves to get over to that lead token. Seven moves. Each cop may discard 1 card to move 5 and gain a hunch. Well, I don't want to play that yet. I need to get these tactics into play, I think. You know, I'm going to go with Ying first, I think. So let's do Ying first. And how does that work? Dispatch phase. She does a criminal card. She gets laundering. Crime. Front. This card may have more. This card may not have more than 1 influence on it. Activate. Either place 1 influence on this card or discard 1 hunch. Then if there is 1 influence on this card, all on gains an asset. This will be put down at J26, Riverside Shopping Mall. J26. Yep. That's that one. All right, so now what are we going to have her do? Put down a tactic. That cop may draw 1 card and then play. Choose a cop. That cop may draw a card and play an encounter card. Well, she's not going to need to encounter anybody unless we can ditch a police car and move somewhere, anywhere we want to go to a location. But I don't know if I want to ditch a card yet. I mean, I need to get tactics in the game. So her tactics, she's got trial and error. Each time one of your cards causes a cop to discard a cop, that cop gains a hunch. Each time one of your cards causes a cop to discard a card, that cop may discard 1 hunch to draw 1 card. All right, I'm going to put this trial and error up in case we want to discard a card right away from Morgan, because that one, he doesn't have any hunches yet, so that other one wouldn't do a whole lot for him. All right, so she played that. That is her card step. Still got a move step and an action step. Although I can exhaust this now to choose a cop to gain a hunch. All right. Prepared. Each cop may discard 1 card to discard 2 stress. Should she start heading down to... Maybe she should start heading over to her crime. Because I'll probably head Morgan up to do the lead. And only 1 cop can encounter that lead before it's going to get moved. So there's no point in having 2 people head into it. So she'll enter the car. She'll exhaust the car as well. So I don't forget. And that'll allow her to move an extra space. She's going to get in the car. She's going to go 1, 2, 3. That's her move step, which I'm not showing. She moved over here. That's 3. For exhausting the cop car and having 1 crime in a crime area, she gets to move there. That's her move step. She has an action step. She can do another move, card action, a hunch action, and an interact action. So she could take a hunch. She could also do this card action. Choose a cop. That cop may draw one card and play one encounter card. Well, let's see. Nobody can do an encounter. That cop may draw, so I could do that, and then somebody can draw a card. I could also move closer to that crime. Be right up next to it. What does she have? She has that 2-1. All right, so I'll do the action here. That cop may draw one card and play one encounter card. So no encounter card will be played because we can't encounter anybody right now, but somebody can draw a card. So she's the one, she needs some encounters. So I'm going to have her take that card. And that card is Rethink, which I already have one of. So that's a duplicate. And I'm going to exhaust this one right here. Choose a cop to gain one hunch. Well, let's see if Morgan might need a hunch. I don't think he will. Who's going to need a hunch? I don't know. Let's just do it now so I don't forget. I guess she'll give it to Morgan, because Morgan will be doing more encountering. So that is everything she can do. Now we have the crime phase. We activate everything in her area, which is this crime. Either place an influence on this card or discard a hunch. She's got 4. She can do that. You know, maybe she should have given herself the hunch. Activate. Either place one influence on this card or discard a hunch. Then if there's one influence on this, all along gains an asset. You know, screw it. Give her an influence. I've already put down the hunch. Had I known that, I wouldn't have. But, you know, let's make it tougher. Because, like I said, it's too easy to keep influence off the suspects I've found. So let's not worry so much about that. You know, maybe I'll end up losing, but hey. Different strategies. And I wouldn't know unless I tried it. So that was that. Oh, she has a draw phase now. She gets to draw another card. She gets Trial and Error, which is the other tactic that I've already... She needs some encounter cards. That's the one I've already put into play. Although I can do the prepared now of it if I want to play that. Each cop may discard one card to discard 2 stress. All right, now we got to Morgan. All right, Morgan takes a criminal card. He gets a laundering card. Crime front. Front. What does that mean? Laundering crime. Front. Like it's a front for what is this? These are criminals. So it's a front for the gambling operation, I guess. This one is in Sudsy Duds, so it's literally laundering. It's laundering money in the laundry. This card may not have more than one influence on it. Either place one influence on this card or discard a hunch. Then if there's an influence on this card, all along gains an asset. All right, we're going to put that down in the crime area. And that is a little bit near the lead. So maybe if we can get Morgan over there, he'll hop out. Can we get him over there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Morgan could hop out and counter that before he goes for that lead. This seems like it's going to be an ass-long game to try and get with that lead moving every time you encounter it, to try and get these clues done is just going to be taking forever. I predict this game will go into more than one part. My last game, I did the Vitruvian Man with 2 cops. It ended up being like 7 hours, basically because I'm still kind of learning the whole thing. What is his basic action? Encounter 2. That's a normal cop. Not the aggressive or cautious. Before this encounter, you may place 1 influence on a crime to gain a die. Oh, yeah, I didn't read their descriptions. Here's Ying's. Agent Wong from Interpol is in town to track down Triad members that might be supplying the Syndicate, as well as another organization we've recently heard whispers of, the Kingdom. I told her the BCPD is at her disposal. She was glad to hear it. She asked if we had intel on the Kingdom, and I admitted we knew next to nothing. She gave me a dossier to read, and we traded stories over coffee. She was born in China, but went to university in Hong Kong. While there, she lost a lot of friends to gang violence, so she dropped out of school and joined the HKPF to prevent more bloodshed. She was briefly partnered with Ricky Liu, who she clearly looks forward to catching up with, before Interpol recruited her for her analytical skills and in-depth knowledge of the triads. An impressive woman, to say the least. So I guess she knew Ricky, the other base game cop who was Asian. Because, I guess all Asians know each other. Here we go. Here's Morgan Halls. He's like the Dexter guy. And that's interesting, you can add an extra die by placing influence on a crime. So it's kind of like, he's, I guess that's kind of thematic to his character, which if you don't know on the show, he works in the police. I wouldn't say he's a policeman. He's, what do they call it? The forensic guy. He, particularly blood splatter. He's really good at that because he's seen a lot of that because he's actually a serial killer himself. Who kills criminals who fall through the cracks of the system, I guess you could say. So, I guess this particular... So I guess this character, that's what I'm saying, this character is kind of like, they're playing both sides of the game. He's the cop, but he's also a serial killer. Morgan Hall. I'm just going to say it. Hall gives me the creeps. I never liked the guy, and he knows it. He clearly doesn't care, though. He goes about his business, doing whatever it is he does down in the crime lab. He's a detective, but his background in forensic science means he spends more time with vials and microscopes than he does human beings. Maybe that's what makes him so cold. It's hard to pinpoint the problem. Is it his soulless eyes, his emotionless voice, his Grinch-like smile? I've asked around and most seem to agree that he's an oddball. Some even joking that he's probably got bodies buried in his backyard. Glad we all agree he's a weirdo. For now, though, I have to put up with him because his work is outstanding. He's meticulous in everything he does and he's smart. We need smart cops. I just worry that he might be too smart and one day he'll outsmart us all. So yeah, it's definitely going with the TV show vibe they got going on there. So yeah, he can actually place influence on crimes to gain extra dice. Although when you get his tactics into play, you can change that, which I'm going to try and get into play right away. When an influence would be placed on a crime, you may instead place it on this card. This card cannot have more than 1 influence on it. And then you exhaust it to discard that influence from this card during a cop's encounter for that cop to gain a die. So definitely want to get those tactics into play for him. In fact, so he's going to get in his car. He's going to do his move. This is the move step. 1, 2, 3. He's going to exhaust to move it again. Because you can exhaust the cop car. While driving this vehicle, you may move 1 for each crime in your crime area. Which, he has 1 now. Because we just pulled 1. And now we're going to do the card step. And he's going to exit the vehicle to get near this crime. And the card he's going to play, probably that one I just stated. When an influence will be placed on a crime. Okay, so what is the other one? Applying pressure, encounter. We got 2 encounters for him. We got these 2 tactics. What's the other one? When an influence would be placed on a crime, you may instead place it on this card. This card, the same thing as the other thing. The exhaust, though, is discard one influence this card to move 3. Ooh. Prepared. Each cop may move 3. Okay. I'll do that move one first. Because I could use that right away. And I can use that other tactic in the next turn. So I'm going to play this applying pressure. So now, for the last one, I'm going to do a card action, which is encounter, normal cop, and the resistance on that is 0. Am I at this one? Yeah, I'm at this one. Resistance, normal cop, resistance is 0 for this, which is good, because that's what his action is. Because he's kind of a cautious guy. He's not the aggressive going in there. He's always ready on the TV show. You know, he thinks things out, so that kind of makes sense. It almost would make more sense to be cautious, I think, for him, to have his actions cautious. I don't know. And that is described as normal, like a normal cop action, the little hat icon, which he's definitely not a normal, you know, in that regard. I guess they're just calling it normal. It's sort of average between cautious and aggressive, but they call it normal. But his style is definitely not normal. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. All right, so he's got 2 dice for an encounter action, and before this encounter, you may place 1 influence on a crime to gain +1 die. So I will do that. But because I have this tactic in play, when an influence would be placed on a crime, you may instead place it on this card. There. So I've got a bust of 4. So it's likely not going to happen. I've only got 3 dice, but I could get a critical. Resistance is 0. It's actually not bad. 3 dice. Just hoping for one of them being a 6 and not too many of them being 1s. All right, what do we got here? I did get a critical. Oh, what do we got here? We got 3 successes and a hunch. Okay, well, I can play that hunch. Do I want to play that hunch? Yeah, I guess so. Oh, wait a minute. I got a critical, so I can roll another one. Oh, another critical. I've been getting a lot of criticals lately. I'm wondering if these dice are misweighted. All right, and a hunch. So here's what we got. That's enough to bust her. We only need 4. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes. 4 successes, 2 hunches. So I'm going to be gaining 2 hunches. But let's look at the bust of hers. Oh, there is no bust thing on it. This card may not have more than 1 influence on it. So I guess... do you get anything special? I don't think so. It's got a resolve bust effect. If the target is busted, it has a bust effect. Just want to make sure I haven't been missing anything when I play. Cut my only can. Successful encounters. Doesn't really say. Can be busted. Unless busted cards are always discarded, except for suspect cards. Yeah, so there's nothing really special, I don't think. So this card gets discarded. This goes away if I can reach it. And that was the card step. So that's the end. I am going to, but I'm going to exhaust this. Also, at the end of that, I'm going to get in the vehicle just so I'm ready. And I'm going to exhaust this thing here. Discard 1 influence from this card to move 3. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, exhaust and discard 1 influence. Okay. So, there we go. Move 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, didn't show it. Now I went 1, 2, 3. Now I'm next to this lead, which normally I could just take the lead right now. Well, I guess I still could if I wanted to, but of course I don't want to. Because now I can, on the next turn, I can encounter this clue. So that is his turn. And now we have the criminal turn. This game is going to be a long one. I'll tell you that right now. High stakes. Activate. Roll 1 die for each asset on a long suspect card. There's none. So this is all if there's assets. There's nothing of that in play. But now we got this dope thing to play. We place a dope in a random location. Random location is J24. Is that where... oh, no. A little bit of a difference. Okay. Right there. So the dope is right there. There's a crime right there. So Ying could get rid of that dope, but she has to discard a card. Oh, wait a minute. That stays there. What am I doing? Okay, so that's the criminal turn. Now we got the case turn. Activation. Does anything happen yet? Keys to the Kingdom. There's no... Remove all clue card. Yeah, there's nothing... There's no activation effects for the Keys to the Kingdom. Okay, so no activation effects there. Unless I'm missing something. I hope I didn't miss something. Now we draw a case card. We get the Kingdom's Keeper. This is an event. If there's an active clue token on the board, there is not. Each cop suffers a stress. Then each cop must either discard 1 hunch or flip an inactive clue token to its active side. Which, come to think of it, I never gave Morgan his two hunches there. All right, so if there's an active clue token on the board, there's not. Each cop suffers stress. Then each cop must either discard a hunch or flip an inactive clue token to its active side. Well, that answers my question about how do you activate a clue. Anyway, there's none on the board, so Morgan's going to have to discard a hunch, and there's nothing Ying can do. She can't do either of those. It's the beginning of the game, not a whole lot going on. All right, so now we move on to our next turn. We know what Morgan's doing. And he's going to get this clue, he's going to have to put 10 progress down. So maybe he's going to need some help from Ying. Can she help in any way? First off, what is her... All right, each time one of your cards gains, the cop gains a hunch. Activate, choose a cop. That cop may draw a card and play an encounter card. He does have an encounter card. The problem with that is as soon as once Morgan puts any progress... No, see, as soon as once Morgan does his own encounter, that lead's gonna move somewhere. which sucks because then he's going to find it again. So her allowing him to do another encounter isn't necessarily going to help him because now the lead's going to be in another place. That's what's going to make this tough. Each time one of your cards causes a cop to discard a card that gains a hunch. Cop may discard one hunch to draw a card. Each time one of your cops... Each cop may discard a card to move 5. Gain a hunch. Counter 2. Alright, I'll play Ying first. Maybe this hot on the trail can help. Each cop may... Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not going to help. That's not going to help. So, fuck it. I'm going to play Morgan first. So, Morgan is going to de-exhaust his exhausted stuff. Do a crime card. Do I do a crime card? Is that what I do now? No, I'm not. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. Criminal card. Okay, here we go. It's an event. Increased racket. Each cop must either suffer stress or place one influence on a front card. If no front cards are in play, roll a die. Well, front cards are in play. There's one of them. So each cop must either suffer a stress or place an influence on a front card. So somebody's going to get a stress. Ying can take 10. Morgan can take 12. Do we want to put an influence on here? If we do that, this card may not have more than one influence on it. Activate. Either place one influence on this card or discard a hunch. Then if there's one influence on it. All right, so we can't even do that because there's already an influence on that. Place one influence on it. If no front cards... Each card must either suffer one stress, place one influence on a front card. If no, that does that. I wonder if that means if there's no front cards in play, I guess each cop must suffer a stress, and we have to do that second part. Huh. Doesn't seem right, though. Anyway, they're both going to have to do a stress, because I can't put a influence on that. But then I don't have to do the second part, because there is a front card. All right, so that was his criminal turn. He's next to the lead. You know what? I didn't draw a card for Morgan. Yeah, Morgan didn't draw a card on his last turn. Whoops. All right, here's the card he draws. Encounter, no holds barred. He has an aggressive attack there. Encounter 2, then you may suffer any number of stress to place an equal number of progress on your turn. Well, I could use that and just take tons of stress and bust this clue right off the freaking bat. That is an interesting prospect. I could roll 3 dice on a resistance of 1, and I would need 10 progress. So let's say I did well and got 4. That means I have to take 6 stress, and I could immediately bust this thing. But then how do I get that stress off? I do have some ways of doing that. Oh, no, wait, I'm playing aggressive. So, it's even 1 less because the aggressive resistance is 2, not 1. That might be... I'm going to hold off, I think, on that one. If we get the tactics into play, what's this tactic? My own way. When influence will be placed on a crime, you may instead place it on this card. I wonder if I don't have any crimes in play. If I have to place an influence on a crime and pull in one of my crimes in my crime area, and I don't have any crimes in my crime area, can I place it on this card instead? because it wouldn't be being placed on a crime. It just wouldn't be being placed. This card cannot have more than one influence on it. Exhaust. Discard one influence from this card during a cop's encounter for that card to gain a die. I can't put an influence down because I don't. Discard one influence from. Finding a weak spot. Encounter 2, cautious. That would be the one to play. During this encounter, you may suffer stress to add 1. Ooh, that's the one I should be playing, I think. All right, I'm going to play this. This is going to be my card action. This is how I'm going to encounter it. So this card has 0 for the cautious resistance. So I can counter 2 dice. During this encounter, you may suffer a stress. I guarantee you I'm going to do that. Suffer a stress to add a critical to your results. I'm going to play that. All right, so we get a critical and a regular success. So I get to roll 2 more dice because of that one critical. Actually, going to add that. Whoa, and my dice tower falls over. So, yeah, this is because of that stress I placed down. So we got 3 successes. Roll 2 more dice for those 2 criticals. We get another 2 successes and a hunch. So I got 2 hunches. So I'll discard 1 hunch. Turn that into a success. That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, that's pretty good. But now what happens? To encounter this clue, you must be near the active lead. After encountering this target, gain the active lead. That's the problem. You gain the active lead, which is A23, ditch. Each cop gains a hunch. Should I ditch that now? So this lead's going to go away because I took control of it. And a new lead's going to come out. A18, the Sudsy Duds. Back where I just, that's kind of lucky because that's just where I was. A18, Sudsy Duds. Back where I busted that criminal. So, what have I done? You know, the new lead's over here. I'm still over there. I think I've only done a card step because I played that card. Correct? Believe so. Card step. Placed a card. Can I... Let's see. I can just do a regular move, and then I can do a regular encounter. Yep. 1. I can exit. 2, 3. So I can do the move step and get over there and encounter that one again. And that'll give me the lead. So I want to ditch this right off the bat. Each cop, its ditch ability is each cop gains 1 hunch. This is the news team, basically. You know, we were just at the news station, and it's home to WBCW News, hosted by Summer Malone and Josh Norris. They're quite a nuisance to the force, always poking their noses where they don't belong. But we've made sure to exploit our relationship whenever they have info that we don't. So they just gave us a little bit of information. And that's represented by 1 hunch to each cop. I'll take that. take those hunches, and Morgan will do a move step, which will be 1, 2, 3. He'll exit. He will exit, and then he will do his action step. So he'll do a card action, which is this encounter thing here. And he's doing it again for this clue here. So unfortunately, he can't. He encounters 2 dice. Before this encounter, you may place an influence on a crime to gain +1, but I can't do that. This one can only have 1 influence on it, which it already is there. And that's it. There's no other crimes. Each cop may move 3. Yeah, there's nothing else I can do. All right, so I'm going to roll 2 dice. That's all I can do, I think. Is there anything she can do? No, because it's not her turn. All right. Yep, that's it. 2 dice. Oh, not too bad. Got a success, 2 successes, and a hunch. And what kind of, this is a normal, so there's a resistance of 1. So I'll play the hunch. That gives us 3 successes, gives us 2 successes. 6, 7, 8. All right. All right, 2 more progress on this clue, and it's busted. All right, but we gain this lead. This lead's ditch effect is place 1 progress on a crime. Suspicious garments at the Sudsy Duds. Open 24 hours a day, usually frequented by lonely souls and college kids. Pretty quiet on most days, but once in a while we get a call either because customers are arguing over misplaced unmentionables or someone has found really, really dirty laundry. So that's a lead to what we're looking for. And if I ditch it, I can place progress on a crime. Do I have to ditch it in my turn? Well, hold on. Let's find out where the new lead is, because maybe he'll want to ditch it and help out Ying in case she wants to take out that crime, which I don't even know yet. Energy bar. This is at J2, Slim and Trim Fitness Club. Right down here. Ditch. You may perform an action. Well, that's pretty good. There's a little bit more you can do. All right, so I got to decide, do I want to, before I end my turn... Well, before I end my turn, I can also... Oh, no, I can't. I was thinking I could get in the car, which I'll do now anyway. I could exhaust the car and move one, but I can't. You need a crime in your crime area. I don't have one. So... that is that. I think I'm going to move on to her turn, right? Oh, ditch. Okay. When can I ditch? Is it only during my turn? I think so. When a card with a ditch effect is drawn, that cop can choose to discard this card at any point during their turn. All right, so if I'm going to do it, I got to do it now. Place 1 progress on a crime. Is she even going to go for that? I don't know. But, you know, we're probably going to lose this lead soon enough anyway, so I'm going to ditch it. I'm ditching this lead to place a progress. This Riverside shopping mall crime. Which, okay, now we got to continue on with his turn, Morgan's turn, because now it is the crime phase. But there's no activate each card in your crime area. There are none. And then the draw phase. Morgan gets this my own way. Jesus, another just repeat. Another repeat tactic. I gotta put that, I gotta get that tactic into play too. Now, now it's Ying's turn. And she could discard a card to get rid of that dope. She's right there. There's a dope to get rid of if we want to deal with that. And then there is a crime that she could go after. She could just ditch her car and head to the lead, deal with that. But I don't know. She's got these two things going on, so maybe we'll deal with these. You know, one move step will bring her next to both of them. She has any cop may draw. Okay, first off, wait a minute, did I draw a crime? I did for Morgan, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, I did. All right, so it's the beginning of Ying's turn. She unexhausts her cop car. And this card. And she pulls a criminal card. Which happens to be the gambling den. Crime. Gambling den. Back room. South Glen Docks. P30. P30. This card cannot have more than 3 influence on it. Activate. Place 1 influence on this card. Then roll 1 die for each influence on the card. For each critical roll, all along gains an asset. This card cannot have more than 3 influence. Normally when they say that, then they say if you have 3, it goes to the suspect. But it doesn't say that here. Does that mean it just gets 3 and then that's it? And then you're rolling dice? I guess so. You know, I should check errata for this game, for this expansion. I haven't done that. All right, I'm going to look up the errata on Keys to the Kingdom. Make sure there's nothing I'm missing. Come on. Sorry about this. Rulebook, cop cards, criminal cards, Delta keys. Mercy criminal. No, there's nothing. 6 cycle velocity. Delta keys, criminal cards. Gus, Renee, Benson. All right, so it all looks like there is none. So it is what it is. Just you get so much on it, and it doesn't go away. Unless you have some more effect you can take influence off, which I think there is. So where am I? I'm... Oh, first off, I put it in the wrong... That's hers. She got that. And this is supposed to be discarded. Put that back. All right, so she did her dispatch phase. Now, she only really needs to move 1. So she can exhaust this. She has 2 crimes. Although maybe she should move 2. She can run down to that 1 crime down there. She's going to exhaust this. That gives her 2 movement. So she's going to go 1, 2. Although, you know, I don't know if maybe I should just move it 1. Well, I'll go there. Don't know. Maybe I'm just going to go 1. I'm going to go 1, and then whatever she does here, she's going to exit the car. And what kind of step is she going to do here? She can get a hunch. Exhaust. Exhaust. Choose a cop to gain a hunch. She's got this card here. Should I give it to her? Should she take the hunch? Oh, you know, I have this thing. You know, Morgan could have ditched the police car and got next to the lead. And then she could have used her ability so that he could play an encounter card and finish that off. Choose a cop. That cop may draw one card and play an encounter card. Too bad. Can I ditch it now? No, I can't. Ditches during your turn. Okay. All right. In any case, this is going to get exhausted. Somebody's going to get a hunch. I guess I'll give it to her. Ying will take it. Give it to herself. And then she's going to exit the car, which I did already. Still got to play something. Should do the card step. Play one of these tactics. Well, if she's going to... Well, okay. First off, she's going to discard. Well, she's not yet. She'll do her encounter with the criminal first. Choose a cop. That cop may draw a card and play one encounter card. All right, she's going to do her card step. Not card step. Action step. Do the card action. Choose a cop. She'll choose herself. That cop may draw one card and play one encounter card. May draw one card and then play an encounter. Oh, she gets to draw first, too. That's interesting. She draws hot on the trail. Each cop may discard a card to move 5 and gain a hunch. She drew that card. And then she can play an encounter card. So she's going to play this card. All points engage. It's an aggressive 2 dice. Actually, before she does that... All right, that's going to have a move to it. To move to and place 1 progress on a crime. So before she does that, she will do the dope thing. The dope action. Each time one of your cards causes a cop to discard a card. Oh, because of trial and error as well. Each time one of your cards causes a cop to discard a card, that cop gains a hunch. So I'll be gaining hunches too. Well then, you know, I'm going to give that exhaust. Wait a minute. Is it any cop? Oh, it's that cop. She's going to give that hunch that she got to Morgan. I'm still trying to figure this game out. Sorry. So she is going to discard to get rid of that dope first. She's got 2 of an ability. Rethink. She's got 2 rethinks. So she's going to get rid of that. She's going to discard that. Which will allow her to get rid of this dope. And then she will exit the car. Now she's next to the crime. And she will do her encounter action. Oh, and she discarded a card. So each time one of your cards... Each time one of your cards causes a cop to discard a card. So actually, no, she doesn't get a hunch for that, because that was discarding a card for this. It's not one of her cards that caused it. Discard. Okay, so no, doesn't get a hunch for that. But now she's going to play this. Encounter 2 dice. Then choose a cop to discard 1 card to move 2 and place 1 progress on a crime. So now... Alright, she's going to roll 2 dice. Aggressive against J26. Who's that? That is her. Already has a progress on it. It's aggressive, so there's 1 resistance. And is there any way to increase my odds? I believe no. All right, that's it. I don't think there is. All right, we get 2 successes. Not particularly great with the 1 resistance. All she gets is 1 progress on that. Let's see. What happens now? Then choose a cop to discard 1 card to move 2 and place 1 progress on a crime. Move 2 and place 1 progress on a crime. All right, how many? She needs 4, damn. 1 more and she could have busted this. Busted her. So should I give it to... Should I give it to Morgan? Should Morgan discard a card? We would choose a cop to discard 1 card to move 2 and place 1 progress on a crime. I don't know if Morgan really needs to move 2 because he's probably going to have to ditch his police car. He's way up here. And it's a long way down there. If she moves 2, she's moving away from her crime, which maybe isn't so bad. She can get another progress on it. It's only 1. What should I do here? I could just skip this whole thing, then choose a cop to discard a card to move 2 and place 1 progress on it. Nah, I should do it. Each cop may discard 1 card to move 5 and gain a hunch. Tactic, trial, and error is already out. Each cop may discard a card to discard 2 stress. I'm going to do that. She's going to discard trial and error. All right, that allows her to move 2. She doesn't really... Maybe she should move 2. She doesn't have any way to encounter this cop unless she draws a card on the next turn. Maybe she should just move away. And hopefully she can put a progress on it some other way, or somebody can. Or maybe... place 1 progress on a crime. Yeah, she can't do anything. All right, she's going to place a progress on her. And she's going to move 2. Whoops. So what are we doing here? This is the card step. She moved by exhausting the car. So she's only done a card step so far. So this is part of the card step. She got back in here. She's driving away. 1, 2. I don't even know where I'm heading. But getting more centrally located. And that is that card. So I don't think she's done a move step. Or an action step. Can I draw a card? Or maybe her action step should be the card action, and then she'll draw an extra card. That's what she's going to do. She's going to draw another card. She gets tipped out. Oh, it's an encounter. It's an encounter. Each cop with a crime in their crime area gains a hunch, then encounter 2. She could have stayed there. Well, she can move back, I guess. All right, so she's got a move step. I don't know if she should move, so instead she will discard a stress for her move step. So that is good. That is done. And, oh yeah, she gets a hunch or something. Each time one of your cards causes a cop to discard a card. I just did that, right? I discarded something. Or maybe not. Trial and error, all points engaged. Yeah, I just discarded a card. So she gets a hunch for that. I'm always going to be forgetting to do that. I know I am. That is it for her turn? Yeah. I mean, for her act phase. Now we do the crime phase. She's got 2 cards in here. Activate. Either place an influence on this card. This card may not have more than 1. So I can't do that. Either place an influence on this card or discard 1 hunch. Ah, damn it. She loses the hunch she just got. Then if there is 1 influence on the card, and there is, all on gains an asset. Okay, it's got an asset. This card cannot have more than 3 influence on it. Activate, place an influence on this card. Boom. Then roll 1 die for each influence on this card. Okay. For each critical rolled, all on gains an asset. All right, he did not gain an asset now. Draw phase. She draws a card. She gets pushing limits. How does she have 5 cards after even discarding stuff? Did I screw something up? I don't know. All right, so is that... Did Morgan go? Morgan, I don't know if Morgan went or not. We only did 1 criminal turn. Because we only ever put down 1 dope. She did 2 turns. Definitely. What did Morgan do? Morgan? I don't even have any. I don't think Morgan went yet. Morgan went 1. No, I think he did. And then he went. He got rid of that criminal. Then he went over to the lead. Because he was there. So I think, yeah, I think Morgan already went. Yeah, pretty sure he did. Pretty sure Morgan already went. So, what happens now? Criminal turn. High stakes. The criminal turn. Activate. Roll 1 die for each asset on all on suspect card. And there's 1. Oop. Oh. Herb. You got a critical. Critical. So what does that mean? For each critical all along gains an influence. Then discard. All right, then discard 2 assets from all along suspect card. Is that only for each critical all along gains an influence? Huh. So I guess that asset now goes away. That doesn't seem right, though. But I guess that's what it says. Roll 1 die for each asset on all along suspect cards. For each critical, all along gains an influence. Then discard 2 assets from all along suspect card. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Seems weird to me. All right, here we go. This is the random location, A8. Quick Dough Salon. For a new dope. A8. It's going to go up there. That was the criminal turn. Case turn. There's no activate for the general case thing yet. So we just draw a card and we get ties to the syndicate event. If there are no inactive clues on the board, there are no clues on the board. Each cop must remove 1 progress from a clue. Damn. Each cop must remove 1 progress from a clue. Not even their own clue, just a clue. That means there's 2 progress going to be knocked out of this thing. Damn. Damn, man. Come on, bros. All right. There are no inactive clues on the board. Each cop must remove 1 progress from a clue. Otherwise, each cop must either discard a lead or flip an inactive clue to its active side. So, otherwise being if there are active clues on the board. Each cop must either discard a lead or flip an inactive clue to its active side. Well, did what we had to do. It is now a new turn. It is now a new turn, and Morgan's considering that lead down there. I could have Ying go for that lead as well. Let's see. Is there any way to do I have anything to put progress on a crime that I'm not next to? Each cop gains a hunch. Discard 1. All right, I'm going to take Morgan first. He's going to ditch his cop car, head to the lead, try and finish off this lead. Oh, I don't even think we can because we lost a 2. We only got 6 on it. We need 10. He's going to have to do 4. He's going to have to do 4. He needs a crime, actually, he wants a crime in his crime area so that he can roll another die. What's he got for encounter action? Encounter cards. Encounter 2. What does he got? He's cautious. Anything cautious? No. For this encounter, you may place 1 influence on a crime to gain 2 dice. Encounter 2. Then you may suffer any number of stress. Oh, that's that one. There's that one. That's a crazy one. I can encounter aggressive, but the resistance is 2 on that. 2 dice against a resistance of 2. Then you may suffer any number of stress to place an equal number of progress on the target. I'd probably be ended up 3 or 4 stress to take that out. But he's got something going to go on. Encounter 2, let's see, cautious. Cautious has a resistance of 1. Encounter 2 dice. Before this encounter, you may place an influence on a crime to gain 2 dice. When an influence will be placed on a crime, you may instead place it on this card. So that seems the way to go. All right, we're going to do Morgan first. Morgan, okay, unexhausted. Everything's unexhausted. So now he takes a criminal card. Gambling den. Crime in the back room. Jersey Run Apartments, R24. R24. It's right here. All right. This card cannot have more than 3 influence on it. Activate. Place 1 influence on this card, then roll 1 die for each influence on this card. For each critical roll, all along gains an asset. All right, so when an influence would be placed on a crime, still not sure if you, like, if you can't do that, like there's no crimes that can take one, but an influence would be placed on a crime, you may instead place it on this card. When an influence would be placed on a crime, like if the influences are maxed out on all the crimes, or let's say there's no crimes in play, can you still put an influence on that card? When an influence would be placed on a crime, you may instead, when an influence would be placed on a crime, you may place 1 influence on a crime to gain +1. Not sure. Anyway, I'm ditching the cop car. He's doing that so he can get down next to this lead. Counter the lead, get this clue going. All right. So that is technically not part of any step or anything. But now he's got... Damn, I want to get this tactic going. When an influence would be placed on a crime, you may have said, conjuring cop's encounter, that cop to gain 1. Oh, man, I got to get that one in play. Oh, well. Not yet, because I'm doing this one. Choose a cop. That cop may draw a card and play 1 encounter card. Ooh, maybe I should hold off on this and play that one. All right, you know what I'm going to do? Screw it. I'm going to put... the card step is going to be this. Putting this tactic into play. This has an exhaust effect of discard 1 influence from this card during a cop's encounter for that cop to gain a die. I wonder if I could use that on the same turn. Encounter before this encounter. Then, encounter before this encounter, you may place influence on a crime to gain 2 dice. All right, yeah, I guess you could do it on the same turn, timing-wise. All right, so that was my card step. Putting that tactic into play. I'm definitely not moving this turn, so I might as well de-stress. Although maybe considering that, where was I? I was up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. I was up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm almost thinking I don't even need to ditch the car at this point. Since I'm not going to be encountering that lead right now. Well, I could still encounter the lead. Give it a shot. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Cop car is ditched as I previously planned. I played a card. I can do a card action. So maybe I'll do the encounter, which I wasn't planning on doing, which is his normal card action of normal cop action of encounter 2 dice. And what is that? Normal to... And before I do that, I can place an influence on a crime to gain an extra die. All right, so I would place it on this one. But I have this one. When an influence will be placed on a crime, you may instead place it on this card. Okay. Now, 2 dice, and because I did that, I gain a die. Now, this one has an exhaust effect of discard 1 influence from this card during a cop's encounter. During a cop's encounter, for that cop to gain a die. So, can I do that already? I just put the influence on. And it says before the encounter. So theoretically, you can do that. All right. The rules say, I mean, you know, you're reading it by how it's written. Seems like I should have to wait. But that rolls 4 dice. And resistance of 1. So I might pull this off. Whoops, didn't bring up the thing here. What do we got? We got 3 successes and a hunch. So at best, that's 4 successes. 4 successes minus 1 is 3. Damn, not enough. 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, well, I'm just going to take a hunch instead of making that a success. That'll give me two progress. 2 progress, right? Yep. 5, 6, 7, 8. Just need 2 progress on that one. Damn, almost got it. So that was the card step. I did that. I did a action step. Did not do a move step. Or no, I did. I discarded that. So that is his turn. Discard 1 influence. Okay, so that's his whole turn. Now he's got the crime phase going on here, which is activate. Place 1 influence on this card. Then roll 1 die for each influence on this card. For each critical rolled, all long gains an asset. All right, he rolled a regular success, so nothing going on there. Still wondering about this. When an influence would be placed on a crime, you may place an influence on a crime. I'm not sure if... I'm going to have to look that up. It's killing me. Anyway, I encountered this lead. So the lead gets moved. What's the rule on that? After encountering this target, gain the active lead. So I get the active lead. Ooh, ditch. You may perform an action. Oh, but the lead's going to be somewhere else anyway. Thinking maybe I could try and bust it. The lead's going to be here. D14, Fountain Walk. Up there. So I could ditch this lead right now and perform an action, which is a move, a card action, a hunch action, or an interact action. Well, I already did that crime phase, yeah. I just forgot to do the some kind of retro going back here because I forgot to do the whole lead thing. So I could ditch that lead and do a move action, a card action. What are my card actions? Oh no, that's not playing a card though. I could gain a hunch. Do that. Well, you know, maybe I should do it and do the move action. Can I commandeer a vehicle if I'm doing a move action? And it's not part of the one of the steps? I think you can. So we're going to ditch ditch this lead that he just got. And he's going to move here. That's 1. He is going to commandeer a vehicle, which is the road buzzard. The road buzzard. All right, while driving this vehicle, move 2 is its exhaust ability. And you can also jump the river, too, on it. All right, so he's going to enter that thing. So he did 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to exhaust it. I'm exhausting it now. And move another 2. I guess head to the lead. Why not? 1, 2. Could I... Oh, I can't exit. I wonder if I should keep the bike. I'm going to put it over here. Because I might want to exit on my next turn and commandeer a police car. But I'm not sure. All right, so I did the crime phase already for him by putting this on here, I believe. Where is that? R24. Yeah, that's way down over here. Way down over here. So now we have... oh, he still has to take a card. Morgan. All right, Morgan gets something to go on. It's an encounter. Counter 2 dice. Before this encounter, you may place an influence on a crime to gain 2 dice. It's one of them. Before this encounter, you may place 1 influence on a crime to gain 2 dice. When an influence would be placed on a crime. Still don't know if that means there has to be a crime you can place. Might look that up if that becomes important. And I'm sure it will at some point. Anyway, now we have Ying's turn. So she unexhausts. Pulls a criminal card. Gets gambling den, crime, back room. This card cannot have more than 3 influence on it. Activate. Place 1 influence on this card, then roll 1 die for each influence on this card. For each critical roll, all along gains an asset. And she's got all the crimes going on. F24. Okay. She does have an encounter. Each card with a crime in there gains 1 hunch. Then encounter 2. Should she go back? Finish off this laundering card? She could do that. I mean, she's eventually going to have to do her own clue. Her action, if she does that, she still has choose a cop. That cop may draw 1 card and then play an encounter card. So in this turn, she could get that. She could help Morgan out. Oh no, Morgan can't play an encounter because he'd have to move first. Choose a cop may. Each cop may discard 1 card to move 5 and gain a hunch. She could do that, then do that. Let's see. She could play this ability. Each cop may discard a card to move 5 and gain a hunch. And if she did that, they'd both move into position. Then she could play her adaptive strategy, her card action, choose a cop. That cop may draw a card and play an encounter, and he could deal with that lead. But that leaves her with no way to deal with the laundering. Is that correct? That is correct, I believe. She's got another tactic she can put into play, too. Each time you draw, the cop may discard one hunch to draw a card. Exhaust. Choose a cop to draw one card. Oh, we need to get that into play. She needs to get that into play. She gets that into play. Choose a cop. That cop may draw one card and play an encounter card. Okay, so she gets... All right, so this is her plan. She is going to play this tactic. I guess I don't know why I did that. Rethink. All right. Each time one of your cards causes cop to discard a card, that cop may discard one hunch to draw a card. The exhaust, though, is choose a cop to draw a card. Is this the one I wanted to play? I think so. Pushing limits. Oh, maybe it was this one. Before each cop's encounter, that cop may discard a card to gain a die. Each cop's. Oh. Draw one encounter card in your discard pile and draw it in your hand. Why was I thinking this one was the important one? Choose a cop to draw one card. Play one card and then play one encounter card. Exhaust. Choose one encounter card in your discard pile and draw it into your hand. Ooh, that's a good one too, though. I'm trying to think which tactic I want. For each cop's encounter, that cop may discard a card to gain +1. Well, this one allows her to get more cards, which she's going to be going through. So I think I need it at first. She only needs one progress, so she doesn't need extra dice. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. She's playing this tactic. That is her card step. Draw one card, play one encounter. She has one encounter card. Each cop with a crime in their crime area gains a hunch, then encounter 2 dice. Whoops. So she has no way of moving, so she's gonna have to do her move step. Actually, she does. She can exhaust the vehicle. She's got 3 crimes in her crime area, so shit, she can exhaust that and go 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, didn't show it. She moved over. 1, 2, 3. So she hasn't even done a move step yet. She has done the card step. She will now do the action step, which is this action here. Choose a cop. She's going to choose herself. That cop may draw one card and then play one encounter card. So she'll draw her card. Oh, it's another tipped off. Oops. It's another tipped off, which is the card she was going to play anyway. Anyway, this is the card she's playing. Choose a cop. That card may draw a card, then play one encounter card. Right. She exhausted that. Did I do something to cause a discard of a card? I do believe not. Yeah. I didn't do anything. She simply moved with that. All right. Each cop with a crime in their crime area gains a hunch. So we both gain hunches. Then encounter 2 dice with normal cop action against a resistance of 0. So this should work. She gets success and a hunch. Is one success enough? 1, 2, 3. It is enough. It's enough, so she'll gain a hunch. Oh man, see, I've been screwing this up. Morgan Hall goes here. All right, what's going on? All right, so she busted this laundering. This goes here. This card. And there's no bust effect. So that's going away. I just took the token away. All right, that would be. She moved by exhausting. She did the card step, playing the rethink. She did the cards. No, she did the action step. No, she did the card step by playing the rethink. She did the action step. She still has a move step. She still has a move step, and she can exhaust some stuff. Choose a cop to gain a hunch. Choose a cop to draw one card. 2, 3, 4. She'll give herself a hunch. Choose a cop to draw one card. Is there somebody who needs? See. She'll give herself a card. Pushing limits. It's another tactic. It's the same tactic as I have. All right, but I haven't played it yet. She doesn't have any stress, so the move step should be a move. She can move 3. Wish I knew where the lead was going. Should she go down and go after that gambling den? P30 in South Glen Docks. 1, 2, 3. She could get down there. Well, the hell, she could just ditch her car. If I wanted to go that way. All right, she will go back. 1, 2, 3. Because if she's gonna go down there, she would ditch it. Well, ditching the car, but then she's got to get back. So she'll do that. And then if she needs to ditch, she can. She's centrally located if we want to move her somewhere else. Morgan already went, I'm pretty sure. So now it moves on. Did she draw her card? No. Why did I pull? Oh, I drew the card because I played this. I exhausted this thing, and I drew a card. Now she draws another card. This time she gets another pushing limits. Jeez. All the pushing limits are out. Now it is criminal turn. Activate. Roll 1 die for each asset. There are none. Or no, did she do her crime phase? She pulled a card. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she didn't do the crime phase. Okay. Activate. Place 1 influence on this card. Card can add more than 3. Then roll a die for each influence. All right. For each critical, all along gains an asset. And no criticals. All right. This card can add more than 3 influence on it. Place an influence. Then roll 1 die for each influence. Oh, so he gets an asset. All right, that is the end of that. Already did her draw phase because I just forgot about that thing. Criminal turn. So, all right. Activate. Roll 1 die for each asset on all along suspect card. There's 1 asset on it. If I get a critical, then all along gains an influence. Got a hunch. Whoa. Then discard 2 assets from all along suspect's card. I assume that's, you just do that, even if you don't get any criticals. For each critical, all along gains an influence. Is that a period? For each critical, all along gains 1 influence. Yeah. I think that's where the if-then stops. So that goes away. Then we got to pull location for a new dope. It would be at E19. E19. Now we have the case turn. There's no activate in play, so we just draw a card. It's a firm warning event. Each cop that controls a clue. Well, you always control a clue, unless I guess you're at the very end. Each cop that controls a clue must either discard 1 card from their hand or that they control, or roll 1 die for each progress on a clue they control. For each critical, discard 1 progress from that clue. Each cop that does not control a clue removes 1 progress from a crime. You have to control a clue, though. Unless you're reaching the end game, I guess. I guess you can then. Each cop that controls a clue must either discard a card. Or roll 1 die for each progress on a clue. Well, Ying has no progress. So I guess that means she has to discard a card. I think. So let's look. She's got tons of these pushing limits. So she will discard that. Morgan has a ton of progress on this. 6, 7. Oh, I have 9 on there? I thought I had 8. 5, 6. Yeah, I have 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have to roll 8. So I think I probably want to discard a card. Probably. My own way tactic. Each cop gains a hunt. All right, he'll discard my own way. Zero's already got a my own way in play. All right, that is the end of that turn. The end of that turn. All right, so we're at the beginning of a new turn. I guess Morgan should go first, because maybe that lead will get relocated to around where Ying is. She can get started on hers. All right, so unexhaust the buzzard. And this. And then my question is, do I grab a police car? I don't have to. The buzzard goes 2 while driving the vehicle. I can exhaust and go 2. 2. But as it stands now, I can exit the buzzard, commandeer the police car, Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense, even though it seems silly-ish. Everything's so close. But I will ditch the buzzard. Ditch the buzzard. Because I'm going to be exiting... Well, I exit the buzzard. How about that? I exit the buzzard. Now I'm going to commandeer my vehicle. I got the wrong cards for these. Be that. All right. Commandeer my police vehicle. Which is a free entrance. I can do that whenever. You know, I'm not bound by the only one enter or exit a vehicle when you commandeer. So I've commandeered the vehicle. Do the move step. One. Or how many? Oh, wait a minute. I can't. I got to pull a crime card before I do any of this. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot about that. Forgot to do that. I got to pull a criminal card. Got to do the dispatch phase. Wait a minute. I did the... Hold on. No, that was the criminal case, right? Each cop controls who they control. Right, that was the criminal deck. I mean, the case deck that I just played. Right, all that stuff that I was doing was on the case deck. Monitoring, so I did not pull a criminal card. That is correct, I did not. And I got an event of cashing out. All along gains an asset. Then each cop may discard one hunch. For each cop that does not, all along gains an asset. All right, well, we got plenty of hunches, so we'll discard these hunches. Okay, so now we're back here. He exited the buzzard, went to the police department, commandeered a police car, and he's going to do his move step unless I have something connect to a move that I will do, and I don't. All right. Do I have any tactics I want to throw into play? No. He's got 2 tactics in play. He's got that. So he's going to go 1, 2. Should he move that last 3 and potentially be near the dope? No. I don't have any cards I want to discard to get rid of him, so no. He's there. He did the move step. He's going to play a card. Let's see, he's got 8. He needs 2 more progress on that one. Normal resistance of 1. Discard an influence card to move 3. Discard 1 influences card to during a cop's encounter with that card to gain a die. Let's see. Resistance of 1. That's all I need. Okay, so before this encounter, you may place an influence on a crime, which I will do. I could potentially put it on this one or this one. So instead, I will put it on... Do I want to be able to move? I can exhaust this and move 3, which I might need. This I gain a +1 die. Put it here for now, because I can ditch the cop car right now. All right, I'm doing that. So now... I'm rolling 3 dice. Normal police action with a resistance of 1. And I need 2 successes to bust it, get this clue card going. Alright, I got 2 successes and a hunch. 2 successes and a hunch. So it's -1, so it's only 1 success unless I do a hunch. So I gotta do a hunch. Alright, that makes 3 successes minus my resistance of 1, which is 2, which is enough to bust this. Something's wrong here. So, okay. I used that hunch. Turn that into a success. For some reason, I'm thinking I should also take a hunch. Why do I think that? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I guess that's it. All right, whatever. All right, so I busted this. What happens? After encountering this target, you gain the active lead. Oh, yeah, that's right. You get the lead. City map over there at the Fountain Walk. Home to Seagull Fountain, and more importantly, the city's biggest tourist info center. She provides visitors with handy guidebooks to navigate the city more efficiently. Nothing's saying we can't use them too, right? It's a big city. Can't know all the shortcuts, and I ditched this to move 3. All right, so I got that lead, and I'm going to have a new lead. Let's see where it is. Witness statement at where you can place a progress on a crime, and that's at A2, Nobles Hill Park. Jeez. That's still away from Ying. I guess maybe she'll ditch her car. All right, so when we bust invitation, you place this clues token, right? Active side up, in a random location. Remove this card from the game and gain a clue from the evidence pool if able. A random location. It goes in F24. Right here on this crime. There's a crime and a clue on F24. And we have to make that inactive at some point. All right, and gain a clue from the evidence pool if able. All right, so we're going to get a third clue. We get to basically choose what we want to take here. So we want to take something good from Morgan. Morgan likes his normal cop actions. Which Ying, I don't know. She's got more. I don't know what she's good at. In fact, she only has 1 encounter card right now. So I guess training grounds. These two have 2 resistances for cop actions, for normal actions. All right, so what did I do here? I did the move step. I did a card action, so I still have a card step. Still have a card step. I can also do some exhausting and move. Discard 1 influence from this card during a cop's encounter. Ooh, I could do that for, I could use my own way tactic, actually, to help out Ying. Interesting. I can also ditch this immediately and move 3. What did he do? He did card. So yeah, he has a move, and he could ditch that and move more. Does he have a no, he doesn't. All right, so he could, and he's in a vehicle. He's in a card. He has 1 crime, so he can exhaust that and move 1. So he could move potentially 7 spaces right now. This is pretty good. There's 7 street zones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then he could get down to that lead in the next turn without even ditching the cop car. Maybe he wants to get to one of these crimes. P30 is about to fill up. Where's P30? That's South Glen Docks here. That's going to be far. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. What about this one? R24. That's his. That has some strong resistance for him too, man. 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. All right, I could just go over to there. Oh shit, I'm not even on the board. I'm counting all these out without even being on the board view. I could do some stuff and get over here. And be ready to fight F24. Maybe I'll do that. And then he can also deal with that hunch. All right, so still got a move action. 1, 2, 3. Then he's going to exhaust his cop car, and he has 1 crime in the area, so he's going to go 1. And he's going to exit. He's going to exit his vehicle. Be next to that for the next turn. Exhaust, discard 1 influence from this card to move 3. Discard 1 influence card during cop's encounter. All right, forget about all that. Now that is the end of him, but we still have to do the crime phase. This card can add more than 3 on it. Activate, place 1 influence on this card. Then roll 1 die for each influence on it. For each critical rolled, Along gains an asset. Oh man, look at that. I got 2. Along now has 3 assets. 3 assets. How did he get the 1 asset? Did I don't think Ying went yet, did she? I gotta think about this. So crime phase, draw phase. Morgan draws. He gets snuffed out. An ability. Bust 1 crime. Each influence on that crime must be placed on another crime if able. Yeah, Morgan's got these crazy abilities. It's based on Dexter. All right, that was the draw phase. So the question now is, did Ying go? I always have these. I can never remember. All right, I gotta pull out these reference cards and deal with them. Put 1 for each cop so I start remembering whether the cop went or not. Because I can never remember. Ying's over here. She busted that crime there. And then I moved her back to be centrally located in case something interesting showed up. Question was that before or after criminal turn? I gotta believe she already went because there was an asset on Along, but maybe that came up for a different reason. I don't think so. I don't know. This, or maybe I'll just stop the stream here and pick up a part 2 later, and I'll take a look at that. Because also I'm really curious about, see if I can get any closure on how this Morgan adding an influence thing works. So I am going to stop the stream and take a break here. So hopefully you'll see it all in part 2.